die slowly, and then they run out of them.
Yeah.
And we see Geist picked up like the last game on 5. So we'll see an on-curve Geist come down.
That's pretty sweet. I mean, Ironfire's trap druid strategy is working.
And this has to be next turn when this comes down. This will be pretty disheartening for JR, but he has to understand, you know, still has a big win condition coming up. Just gotta make some bigger dudes.
He's just got to do it quicker and make sure he draws his UIs soon, because they start to become a liability the longer they sit at the bottom of the deck.
I like Nourishing here, even though you might want to hold off for next turn with Vandal. You have another, and you can drop your Arcane Tyrant here behind 3/6 Taunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he really has to get into the beatdown game now.
Yeah. You get to draw a card, stay on top of it, get this 4/4 down, and then go into a huge play next turn. That's what we're gonna see.
Oh, both UIs.
Yeah. Twice in a row, we've seen 2 UIs picked up in a row.
Kind of awkward position. You want to get the portal out here.
Yeah. There's merit to just portaling the 4/4 and seeing what happens off of that, and depending on that, just saying go.
Excuse me, you are
This is also fun because you get to dump your Psychotron here.
And he's doing exactly what the druid doesn't want, and that's playing minions to the board.
Right. If you can keep Druid's minions off the board without using your resources and just using your board, you're doing a lot better than wasting your blizzards and other forms of removal that you should be waiting to use on when they get their big jades. Ooh.
Now all of a sudden, this is looking better for the. This is looking real good for the mage.
Direhorn Hatchling. Already 6 cards ahead in fatigue, but just a pretty nice pickup here.
And the druid's just gonna have to draw themselves closer to fatigue with no real jade help coming.
Right.
And look at that.
We see a lot of shifting away from the just put all the cards that have the word Jade on it in the deck, taking out Jade Spirits and such, which is what we see here for the Oaken summons. And that means that JR is not going to be able to make these Jades as big as they would have gotten, you know, a few seasons ago.
Yeah, and if you look at it from a meta perspective, this is the power of those aggressive paladin decks warping the meta. That because of those, you have to tech for it, which means you get weaker to the more controlling matchups.
Right. We see that both players here have done a lot of prep work on one another. And why we see Ironfire here really being able to pick on this Druid to the extent that he is.
Well, Curator Ping could potentially see the Doomsayer here, but I think no. Well, it's gonna be Raven Familiar.
Yeah, going on to 10, you don't really need to tempo Doomsayer. You're just a little worried about big swing cards for them, or like Ultimate Infestation, but they'd overdraw stuff like. it'll be really hard to recover from that, especially going into fatigue over the next few turns.
And I think honestly, you just Alex here.
Yeah.
Just drop your threats. You want him, if he has to play you eyes out, that's even better.
Yeah, dropping Alex here, knowing that your opponent doesn't have hard removal for it from last game, and they can't use, they don't really have any answers. Yeah, it'll be tough for them to come back if you play Alex.
All right, we just got word that we are back up on stream. Sorry about that, folks. We're here. We still love you. And we've got lots more control matches for you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
delay-wise, the stream should have been back for the past, like, what is it, 10 minutes? Yeah, so we'll be fine. But,
all right.
Yeah, we're going to see Fatigue do a whole lot of damage going forward. Looking at JR's hand, we see Aya, and other than that, and Jade Blossom. Other than that, no more Jades.
Yeah, I mean, Juggernaut's put up a good fight here, but I think this one is winding down. Mage just really has to figure how to effectively manage it. But boy, the Ironfire really has all the tools here.
All the tools, and JR Juggernaut's hand is really all reactive as well. So
yeah,
it'll be hard for him to make a kind of productive play without it just getting removed anyways. There's a poly for the Aya, there's blizzards just to keep them from doing anything.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
It's the last game, so you don't have to be afraid of playing stuff out, but I would have to agree that this is looking pretty over.
Well, good for Juggernaut for putting up a fight here. Anything can go wrong, but
yeah,
2 Dragon's Furies, 2 Blizzards,
Volcanic Potion, Polymorph, Doomsayer. It's gonna be tough, but I think that's gonna wrap it up probably.
Yeah. I mean, he can play out Aya and hit face here. That'll get Polymorph pings. Or Polymorph. Yeah, I think you can safely Polymorph Dragon's Fury here.
Yep.
Or even better
you
yet.
have so much. Yeah, Meteor. You don't have to
Polymorph
be afraid.
Meteor. Yeah.
The amount of removal spells in your hand equals the amount of cards left that they can play.
And this may just take us to a concede.
Yeah.
Because at this point he can't play the UI because of the amount of fatigue damage. The only thing he can, there's nothing. No.
I see an Arcane Artificer Blizzard on nothing here to draw out a concede. Would be an interesting play.
Or just ping face pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see Spicy Boys bring this series back to even, which was very important going into this third match here because we will have important matches to play on Sunday.
Yeah, this means that no matter what happens in the second one, tomorrow's 2 matches are relevant. Tune in, bring popcorn.
And this also makes this next match of the 5 seeds extremely important here because whoever has the 2-1 swing going forward will be, very excited going into those games and be right. They'll have victory in earshot, and I say, but just like JR is doing, both teams are going to put up a fight going forward, and 3 matches left to be played. It's like a 3-match series at this point.
This is where you probably see the Artificer.
Yeah.
It also prevents a 2-turn pop. 6.
Yeah, there's no direct damage that he can deal without UI, which just kills him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at this point, with 7, 8, 9, yep. Well, this is the reality of Conquest, is that you can have these situations where you trap against a deck and that's it. Juggernaut taps out. Congratulations, Ironfire. Really,
Well
both of
played.
them played. Yeah,
Yeah,
both of
well
them played
played to
good
both of them.
series. Yeah. So, Ironfire will take that 3-1.
And if you're watching this and you're Dexter, who brought Mage over Druid and Cakes brought Druid over Mage, it'll be really interesting going into these matches to see how closely related these matches play out. We see similar scenarios where Dexter, for Team's Energy, doesn't bring Druid, but Cakes on Spicy Boys does.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We see the same 2 groups of decks as in match 1, but now with different bans. In the first one, we had 2 Warlock bans. Now we have 2 Pally bans in this one. So what's that tell you?
Well, looking at that, we see, I mean, double Paladin bans are having pretty common throughout the season. It's a very, very good aggro deck, and we've seen its OTK variant do really well, as we just did. Usually with that double Pally ban, that means that, at least on Dexter's side, probably going to bring some sort of secret mage and maybe spiteful priest, because those have very bad matchups against that paladin. And the warlock ban, we can't have much insight into that because control lock is still very good, even though it